What's up, Taiwan? I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. As the country marks the traditional Mid-Autumn Festival, it also rose ever closer to the date of the upcoming presidential election. But all four hopefuls have temporarily put aside their political differences to gather for a religious celebration. Stesh Bala reports.
At Baishatun Temple in northern Taiwan, the country's four presidential hopefuls bow in worship, divided by politics, but brought together by prayer. The temple, renowned for its annual pilgrimage, is celebrating 160 years, and the candidate's presence here is proof of religion's lasting pull over local society and politics.
我们白沙屯市府台湾，然后呢，也成功邀请了2024年4位总统候选人联袂参加活动。
Campaigning for January's election has been especially fierce. With the opposition split in three, the race has become a messy web of public attacks and backroom deals. But as the country marks the traditional Mid-Autumn Festival, a brief pause from the fighting.
非常高兴也非常虔诚，觉得有着荣幸。
高兴的点是因为会见到柯市长还有侯市长他们吗？
For Ke Wen-je, fighting to be Taiwan's first third-party president, Baishatun's yearly procession for the goddess Mazu is a symbol of unity.
在这个社会上本来就没有那么多的分别跟对立的。其实去走一次白沙屯妈祖会让你更喜欢我们台湾的一切。
That power of religion to bridge divides for the main opposition party's candidate extends beyond Taiwan to its neighbour, China.
那么希望两岸宗教文化交流，卖兵戎相见。所以这个宗教文化其实是一个团结的力量。
With Election Day just over 3 months away, the sense of unity here surely cannot last. But at least for one day, a shared moment of reflection, punctuating the bitter fight for the nation's top job. Andy Xuan's Dash Butler for TaiwanPlus.
An alliance between two of Taiwan's main opposition parties is becoming increasingly likely. A spokesperson for the Taiwan People's Party, or TPP, says its candidate Ke Wen-je is willing to work with the Kuomintang, or KMT.
我们主张由第三方的公正民调来选出最强的候选人，足以挑战民进党的赖清德，输得退选。
A spokesperson for KMT candidate Hou You-yi says the party is not against the idea, but that the coming month will be a crucial time. The opposition worries the candidates from both the TPP and KMT appeal to similar voters. This could split their votes and allow the ruling Democratic Progressive Party to win re-election. The all-powerful chip, or semiconductor, has become a matter of national security for some countries, with those governments working to keep advanced tech know-how within their borders. Joyce Zhen takes a look at how chip schools are being affected.
All in that little, without that computer chip, we got a real problem.
The semiconductor industry has long chased new boundaries of what a chip can do. These little pieces of silicon power everything from consumer electronics to weapon systems. Their importance is why countries like the US and China have been competing for tech supremacy. Through its CHIPS Act, Washington has largely cut Beijing off from its most advanced tools and know-how.
遏制打压是阻挡不了中国发展的，只会增强中国自立自强、科技创新的决心和能力。
But despite a geopolitical feud over chip tech, pushing the semiconductor industry forward depends on many countries combining their strengths. That's because no single company or country can design, make, and package the most advanced chips on their own. And as engineers chase even more powerful specs, collaboration becomes increasingly necessary.
They need the top-level talents in the world to actually solve it, because the problem nowadays, they are multidisciplinary.
To excel in the field, chip students say a command of just physics, electrical engineering, or another STEM subject alone is no longer enough.
当我的线宽变小的时候，它背后的这些基础科学的这些效应，就变得越来越严重，越来越明显。
Chip schools in Taiwan want to make sure their students can take the lead in this highly globalized industry. They're relying on cross-border exchanges to train them, both by attracting international students to study here and by sending Taiwanese students overseas.
We imagine for them to be working for a global company, we would expect that our students to be capable of handling all this kind of collaboration.
But the intensifying tech battle between Washington and Beijing could disrupt these efforts. Future tech leaders may well have to be prepared for a more combative industry environment rather than a collaborative one. Justin Wu, Andy Xue, and Joyce Zhen for TaiwanPlus.
People are flocking to southern Taiwan for the Mid-Autumn Festival, but hoteliers in other parts of the country are worried about the lack of tourists coming into Taiwan. Bing Wang reports.
Enduring heavy rain, barbecue stalls line the streets in Kaohsiung in southern Taiwan. These stalls are open for the first time since the pandemic.
我是从厦门回来过节的，对，然后我觉得就是在这种团圆的时候啊，还有双十的这种特别的日子，能够和家人团聚，就是很幸福。
Meanwhile, the southern island of Xiaoliuqiu is also a popular festival destination. Many people take the ferry to the island to swim and snorkel. The local government there expects a huge turnout for the long weekend.
民宿几乎都是满房的，而且机车的供应量也是供不应求。
But the tourism situation isn't as rosy in other parts of the country. Hotels there are complaining that they are only at half capacity. Taidong and eastern Taiwan has seen a particularly large drop compared to last year.
今年中秋连假，台东地区的饭店住房率大约比往年少了2-3成。
This drop in domestic tourism is largely due to Taiwan reopening its borders after the government lifted COVID travel restrictions. Over 120,000 Taiwanese tourists went abroad for the festival. On top of that, foreign tourists aren't coming to Taiwan in the same numbers as before, leaving local hoteliers complaining about low occupancy. With more major holidays coming up, Taiwan will have to figure out how to bring more visitors to the country to support its tourism industry. Kama Xu and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
The Mid-Autumn Festival is an age-old celebration that brings families and friends together under the full moon. BUS reporter Reese Ayers reports the tradition of barbecuing during the holiday has some surprisingly recent roots.
A bright full moon, flaky pastries, pomelo, and family gatherings. All are essential to the Mid-Autumn Festival. But if you ask people in Taiwan about the occasion, something else might spring to mind. Mid-Autumn celebrations stretch back over 3,000 years. The festival's folklore centers around a moon goddess from Chinese mythology. Today, it's celebrated across Asia, but the barbecue tradition is specific to Taiwan. It all started in the late 1980s. Two barbecue sauce companies, Wanjiaxiang and Jinlan, began competing to become the condiment of choice for seasonal grilling sessions. Their strategy? Making catchy, creative TV ads. What followed was a war of the commercials, which began taking the nation by storm. Along with discounted meats and sauces at supermarkets around the festival period, the ads helped ingrain the barbecue tradition into Taiwanese culture. Today, Mid-Autumn Festival is a hodgepodge of old traditions and new. One thing has remained a constant, though. It's a time for families and friends to get together and bond under the light of the full moon. Scott Huang and Reese Ayers for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of a collection of Charlie Watts memorabilia. The belongings of the late Rolling Stones drummer are going out for auction. I'm Ethan. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching TaiwanPlus. Be sure to follow us on social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world.